Hello ladies and gentlemen, MarauderEX here, with kind of my last video covering E3. And I'm going to call this one like the dark side of E3, because this is some of the stuff that just made me facepalm or feel really embarrassed to be associated with this. And by this I mean the people and actions involved in the gaming community. Also, again, construction, so if you hear, screams of the damned, I can apologize. So let's talk about two big things that really just hurt my soul for E3. The first we're gonna say is the textbook definition of the word entitlement. I hate using that word because everyone throws it around in gaming. It's like, oh well, you want not on disc DLC, that's entitlement. People just throw it around to be insulting and condescending, not realizing that there is an actual problem with an overinflated sense of entitlement. And we've kind of hit that point for this E3. The Metroid spin-off game. The fact that people are petitioning to have the game discontinued is really the definition of entitlement. Why? Because the reason behind it is it's not what I want, so I don't want other people to have it. That's it. That's really it. Not that, oh, we're going to give, a game, a chance because it's trying something different. It's, yes, it doesn't have Samus. It's not a real Metroid game. It's something completely different. By that logic, we should be mad at Rare for making Diddy Kong Racing, because that's something completely different. Or what about Jak and Daxter Racing? Or Sonic, or any of the racing spin-offs. Or basically any spin-off. We should be mad at Square for every incarnation of Final Fantasy, because they're all different. Crisis Core? I mean, we are kind of mad about them for Dirge of Cerberus. I mean, let's not kid ourselves. We are mad about that. That was bad. But honestly, it's something different. It may not be something that you like. It may not be from the gameplay screens and videos and the treehouse. It may not be something that you're directly interested in. That doesn't mean someone else out there isn't. And because it's something that you're not interested in, doesn't mean that they're not allowed to play it. That's just, like, I'm sorry that you don't like that your hopes and expectations were set so high that you were hoping for a Metroid game that was supposed to be a sequel to Other M or Super Metroid or, like a main flagship Metroid title. Instead, you got a 3DS spin-off. I'm sorry for that. I really am. I know how much it sucks to have your hopes, up that, there's going to be a good project, and it turns out to be something completely unrelated, and it's just kind of, it sucks. It does. But the second that you take that and try to spoil it, or take that, even take away some joy or entertainment from other people, that's entitlement, and that's bad. That whole thing, that just makes you look like a douchebag. So at the moment, this petition had like 11,000 signatures. I want the 11,000 people who saw that to really take a step back and look at yourself in the mirror. It's like, am I a terrible person? Because there's a good chance I am simply for this. Like, I'm either a troll or I am genuinely a terrible person. For no other reason than because I don't want someone else to have something I don't like. It's like, if I say I don't like iced tea, I don't want anyone else on the planet to drink iced tea. I have the entirety of southern United States on my ass. I say tea in general. I've got bulk of Britain on my ass. Like, literally. Take a step back and think about just how silly it sounds when I don't want someone else to have something. And this statement could be applied to so many things in life. So many things. If it doesn't directly affect you, if it's something that you don't enjoy, don't play it. Don't do it. Just let it go and let the people who do enjoy it. That's can be said for so many goddamn things. But that's a whole nother rant that I could get into, so not going to do that. The second thing that just hurt me for E3 was people getting so upset over Kickstarter. Now, people are getting so upset because Sony should have just outright funded Shenmue 3. They paraded Yu Suzuki around like a kid on stage trying to earn his allowance. All of these stupid analogies and anecdotes of how this was... No. Yu Suzuki, I guarantee you, had been in talks with Sega, had been in talks with Sony, probably other people, to say, if we can get this much funding from a crowdsourced project to show that there is this much interest in it, would you be willing to back the rest of the project? Would you be willing to invest in this project? And I guarantee you, everyone said yes. So why are you mad at Sony when I can guarantee you it was Yu Suzuki involved in it as well? You should be just as mad at him as anyone else. Oh, but no, he's a plucky indie developer. Except he's not an indie developer. Well, he might be now. I don't know. I mean, he doesn't work for Sega anymore. But he's as indie developer as like Tim Schafer starting another company and being an indie developer. It's like, no, he has years of experience in this industry. That's all there is. He's been in the industry. So if you want to be mad at him too. But you have no reason or really right to be mad at any of them, because this is how business works. It's like, oh, well, Sony should just fund it themselves. They're a multi-billion-dollar company. Yes, but do you want to throw thousands, or at this point millions, tens of millions of dollars, because everyone loves to spout how much the original Shenmue cost, which is in the upwards of like $70 million. I've seen so many numbers that it's ridiculous. But, you know, tens of millions of dollars. Would you just want to throw that much money at a project that you weren't sure was actually going to be successful? Because when you look at it on paper, Shenmue, not successful. It's been dead for 14 years. It's been trying to find some way to resurrect itself. The company that was developing it completely screwed it up. Sega did not do well enough on its marketing and PR for the first game on the Dreamcast, and it became kind of a sleeper hit. I mean, you could ask most people who have a Dreamcast, there's a good number of them that have never played Shenmue. There really isn't. And then you've got the sequel that only came out on the Xbox here in the US because the Dreamcast was dead here at that point. So, again, another botched release because the people who wanted to play it, who were fans of the Dreamcast version, I guarantee you, most of them did not have an Xbox, and most of them were not going to buy an Xbox to play this game. So, yes, people look at it, it's like, oh, it's Sony being scummy, but they're not. It's a means of gauging fan interest to see if it's worthwhile. The fans were interested, instead of a petition, which means nothing. Coming from someone who has seen this firsthand, petitions mean nothing. We say this at Rainfall. It's like, we cannot, nor will we take credit at Rainfall for the 3 games coming out, because Nintendo does not give us credit. And if Nintendo doesn't give us credit, we cannot take credit. We cannot say, oh, well, you know, there's that slim possibility that they were planning on doing this all along and releasing all 3 of these games. There's that possibility. And until Nintendo says, oh yeah, Rainfall had... And they're never going to do that because it makes them look terrible. So we can never take credit for that. And because we can't take credit for that, we have to assume that in the long run, the end result was successful, but was it successful because of us? Probably not, because signatures mean nothing. Unless it's a government function, signatures mean nothing to a corporation. Money means everything to a corporation. And that's why Kickstarter's so successful, because you're giving them money. They've got money. It's like, oh, well, maybe they should give that money back and fund it out of their... No, because the people who gave the money are getting something out of it, too. They're getting a copy of the game. It's not just a free donation. Some of the tiers in Kickstarter are just donations, because you want to see the project happen, because maybe you don't have the money to donate at the moment. Who knows? But long and short of it is, you're getting something out of the Kickstarter. You're getting the game, sometimes something physical that's completely unrelated and completely exclusive to this. So it's like an early pre-order system. Now, a lot of people have problems with pre-ordering, but if this is the only way the project is going to happen, I will take this. I will gladly take this. Even if the project turns out to be not that great, I'd rather have a not great project than no project. Because look at all these other games. You've got Mighty Number 9, Yooka-Laylee, Bloodstained. These are things that probably would not have happened without Kickstarter. They wouldn't. And each of those three also had other investors. They did mention in their Kickstarter that, yes, this money is going to go to help secure other investments. They said that in the Kickstarters, that we are going to have other investors, other publishers work with us to make this game a reality if we hit this much money. Oh, but it wasn't said in Sony, so they're just trying to pull one over on you. Sony had Yu Suzuki on their main stage at E3 to say that this was a partnership. They don't need to put it in a damn Kickstarter. You can't get any more obvious than this. You can't. It's like... Oh, I want to make some analogy about going up on stage with Nazis and being this is... But I can't. I'm out of mental capacity at the moment. I'm out of filter, and I'm just... Things that I'm thinking are coming out either half-cocked or not even fully formed, because I can't take... I love E3, I love gaming, but once you see so much of this, all in a confined time space that is E3, it really just makes you want to go. Because this is it's obnoxious, is what it is. And I guess it was explained to me that gamers are passionate people. We are. Gamers are passionate because this is our entertainment, this is our escape, this is our vice. And we want to see it the way... We want it to be the way we see it. And if that means, well, I don't like this game, I don't want someone to have it, that's how people react. Sometimes a good number of gamers will take a step back and realize, okay, maybe I was wrong, maybe I was a little too much. They may or may not directly or indirectly apologize. But for the most part, no one does. They don't. They just... They scoff it off. That's it. But they have that passion first, and then the logic will set in at some point later. Hopefully the logic sets in at some point. That's really it. I've just hit the point where it's like, okay, this is a bit much, but I'm gonna do it again next year. I am. I'm going to be with Rainfall again, as far as I can tell, for the foreseeable future. I'm going to be with Rainfall. I'm going to be covering these events. Hopefully one of these years I can be there myself to cover this, because this is what I love. I love gaming. I love the reveals. I love how this E3 gave us a mix of something new, something old, some old IPs, some new IPs, some reimaginings. This is what gaming is about. It's that feeling. And it should be about the camaraderie. I'm not a big Xbox fan. I'm really not. But I will admit, the Hologlass, the Minecraft display, that was awesome. I may not like Gears of War, but that was awesome. Looking at the Sony conference, there's probably... I'm not excited at all about The Last Guardian. I could care less. But to the fans of The Last Guardian... Congratulations, you guys finally got it. It should also be about camaraderie. It really should. It shouldn't be about tearing each other. There should be camaraderie. We just had a great conference that shows that this medium is still going to be alive at least for another couple of years. And we should take that and be thankful for it. We should be patting each other on the back that, hey, we got, some good stuff. Everyone got something, at least one good thing out of this. And I'm going to try to end that on the optimistic note that, let's try to keep the camaraderie for it. Because if you don't have camaraderie in gaming, we're nothing. The gaming community is a community. And if you lose that sense of community, then there's nothing. There really isn't. Especially these days, when gaming is so interconnected. So, alright. It's been a wonderful E3. I'm going to go get a lot of rest. I'm going to go crack open a cold one with my co-workers online and salute a job hopefully well done. I hope you guys have enjoyed everything we did for E3. Go check out all the Rainfall stuff. We put out a ton of stuff, ton of articles. My coworkers really kicked so much ass. They really did. I am so proud to say that I work with these wonderful people, the guys that are there working their ass off at E3. I'm proud to say that these are my coworkers. I'm proud to say that I know these people, I work with these people, and that I have a professional relationship with these people. Proud. So bloody proud. Can't even begin to describe it. So go check out all that stuff. I will be back in a couple of days with regularly scheduled LP content and other, various stuff. And I'll be back on Rainfall with a bunch of new original content for Rainfall as well. So stay tuned to both channels. Please go. If you haven't subscribed to the Rainfall channel yet, go. I'll probably put a link in the description. So I will catch you guys later. I hope you enjoyed E3, and long live gamers.